Hello, YouTubers and all those who happen to watch. This list right here is going to be straightforward and right to the point. Now, there's 7 websites that I recommend to you when it comes to DRM-based games, and as well as digital download games as well. Honorable mention, of course, is going to be Amazon, but however, I did not necessarily include it on this following list because it's mostly known. I mean, next to Steam, but Steam's probably going to be mentioned on this list as well because it is. But I'll go into that one little bit. Now, on top of the list, I'd like to mention this website right here, and that, of course, is HumbleBundle.com. Now, this website is notorious for being known for having a lot of bundled games. And, of course, this spurred a lot of other websites along the way as well that have basically Steam codes which you can use to, play your games on Steam and have a big list of games you can access, play, and enjoy, which is usually a good thing. I mean, you help out charity. Most websites get their percentage of the said income, and everyone goes home happy. You get what you want, and a charity gets what they want. So, what makes Humble Bundle so good? Well, every once in a while they usually have a killer bundle deal where you pay like a minimum of $1 and you get before they gave you codes directly that allowed you to access or trade them to Steam, and you can redeem those for full-length games. But in this case nowadays, they actually have it bind to your account now. So, I mean, you have to sacrifice that because people used to take these bundles and sell them on eBay for like outrageous prices. And it was kind of silly and stupid, but whatever. But anyway, basically it's a pretty good website. It has its own individual store as well. So besides the bundles that it usually sells, it sells like, AAA titles on the website for I think full price to discounted price every once in a while. And they have a sale going on at the moment too, I believe, that are some of the games are reasonable, some of them are not. But what can you do? Next on the list is Green Man Gaming. Now, of course, they affiliated with myself and as well as my website, thedailygamepad.com. But however, this website, I recommend it anyway, even if I wasn't affiliated with them, because it has a lot of great deals. And again, this links to Steam, where sometimes they have their own independent DRM-free games, and as well as they do have Steam codes they usually have an abundance of, and they pretty much distribute them within a fraction of the cost. So they practically buy them cheap and sell them to you cheap. So with that bared in mind, I think that's awesome. I mean, you can find a third-party website that gives you legitimate keys for Steam, and you can redeem those on Steam and play them accordingly, which is great. I mean, most of the games on there, too, are pretty cheap, too. I paid $37, and this is a couple days or so after Dark Souls 2 came out on PC, and I got it for $37. Think about that. 25% off of $50. That's a damn good deal. I mean, shit, that is like fucking cheap. I mean, it's slightly cheaper than even the console version. I mean, don't get me wrong, nothing against the console version, but $37 for a great game? Fuck, that's a good deal. So, I mean, deals like that come and go on the website as we speak. I mean, the deals do accumulate after a while because they do run out of codes, but the codes themselves are worth their price in gold. I mean, especially at certain points in the year, they'll usually put like a special deal week or something like that, or some special will come along and they'll just think at the top of their head, okay, let's get rid of a bunch of web keys that we have here, and we'll just say, here you go, blah, 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 this is like $5. Games such as... such as Watchdog, $2 for Watchdog, there you go, stuff like that, which is pretty good, killer deals, blah, 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 touch my nipples. Next on the list is Beamdog.com. Now, I've used this website before, and it's pretty decent. I'm not going to say it's the best on the list, but it's actually pretty good. And they do have their own specific download client as well, and you can get games from them, which are sometimes pretty damn cheap to affordable. They do have some indie titles, too, if you're into that. And, it's practically, I would say, very dependable, as far as I can stretch and discuss that topic based on that said website. Moving on is a website or a client, or a web client / website, which is called Desor.com. Now, what this client is it's entirely devoted to independent and as well as, user-made content. Most of it is, AAA, and at the same time, most of it isn't. It's stuff people from, like a garage made or something. People making games, from their spare time, students making games in their spare time, and they put them on this website and charge like a $2 or something like that, and it helps fund their project, and as well as you get to score a pretty good game, if it is good at that is. So it has this mixture of a large community. It's devoted to doing a lot of cool projects, a lot of tech demos and all that, and you can access all these and play them. Most of them are free, most of them are not. I mean, it's a mixed bag. So then you move on to Gamersgate.com, which is also another dependable website as well, which is also, I'd say it's up in a caliber with Beamdog. Gamersgate is, I would say, identical to the degree of Green Man Gaming. I mean, Green Man Gaming has cheaper shit than most I've ever seen before in a while, but Gamersgate does do a damn good job of what they do. They do have affordable prices. They're not over expensive. They're very reasonable, and that's all you can generally ask for. Next on the list is a DRM-free juggernaut, which we like to call goodoldgaming.com or GOG.com, which these guys are crazy. Like, they have fixed rate prices on most games. Also, and most of the library is a lot of old school PC games that we all grown up with, as well as Mac games, if they have any sort of DRM support with that, or any support whatsoever, should I say. I don't know where the hell I got DRM from. But the website itself is pretty sound. It has a massive library so far of a lot of AAA titles that we all grown up with, and they're all like $3, $4, $6, and it doesn't really go too much higher with the older games. Most of the newer games they do put on the website, which they do that with a bunch of third-party indie companies or AAA companies, if depending. They're usually very fair at the prices. I mean, usually the most you're probably ever going to pay for a game, I think, is like $40, and that's probably some title I can't remember, up on the grapevine somewhere. And that's all I can generally say. It's an awesome website. I've watched it since since the Monk days. Most people know what the hell I'm talking about with that. And it's a great website. It's affordable. It's DRM free. You can download the games as much times as you want. You can put them on any client and computer you want. It's your full control of your games. And if you're not happy with them, they actually give you your money back, 100% of the price. And I think that's just really awesome customer service right there. And on top of that, I mean, the customer service is excellent with them. Like, I've actually had a problem before, and they fixed it just like that. Like, they did not have a single delay. Like, they just jumped on the problem right away, and they fixed it. And I thought that was fantastic. I mean, Green Man Gaming, similar too. They did a pretty damn good job as well. I mean, I'm not going to count them short either. And last on the list, which is a more notable website next to Amazon, as I mentioned before, and that, of course, is Steam. Now, Steam was a brainchild made by Gabe Newell, which everyone knows who Gabe is by now, the one of the bastards behind of Half-Life 1 and 2, which, let's just say Half-Life 3 we're probably never going to see in our lifetime. Probably buried in the desert along with those ET cartridges that got dug up recently. Who knows, maybe we'll find Part 3 out there somewhere. Anyway, what can I say about Steam? Well, they have killer deals. They usually do, depending on the time of the year. Usually like winter sales, spring sales. They just have deals that make your wallet cry. And you end up going broke, and you have a bundle of shame, as I like to call it, because you end up buying so many fucking games from this website. It's just uncanny. It's a very dependable website. I would say it's definitely up there in the top tier when it comes to, finding what you would look for in a game. There's so many games on this website. It's just crazy. They have indie games. They have greenlit games, which are indie games that are, community-made games that are put up on the website usually, or starving companies get their chance to shine on this greenlit situation and practically be able to be shown on the front page, yada, yada, yada. And it gets a lot of exposure for these companies too, which I think is a great idea. It generally really is. I mean, it's up there with Desora when it comes to that idea and that principle. So Steam overall just has so many AAA titles on this website. It's just crazy. I mean, the deals are great. I mean, they're just fantastic. So as far as I'm concerned, these 7 websites are ones I would probably highly recommend you checking out if you do have a gaming PC or have a computer that's mid-range, but you can handle a couple of new games out there. So there you have it. If you have any questions about any one of the websites, be sure to ask in the comments down below, and I'll try to answer it ASAP if possible. Take it easy, touch my nipples, and that is all.